There is a huge burnished metal door erected by the first that is heavy as sin, 3 times the height of a man and half that distance in width. It is a full cubit thick and bears a head-sized ring of brass, a complicated pressure plate lock, and an inscription that reads, roughly, "Go away. This is not a place to be. If you try to enter here, you will fail and also be cursed. If somehow you succeed, then do not complain that you entered unwarned, nor bother us with your deathbed prayers. Signed, the Gods." A quick recap. The adventurers were standing beside the pool of icky liquid that hit where the magnetic glowing lodestones were located after they'd defeated the Shriekers. Now they are heading off to the next room. They head up to the top of the room where it forks to the left and to the right. They came down from the right, so now they're taking the passageway up to the left. They go up the passageway into yet another large room. And in this room, they see, off in the distance, they see something glimmering, and they hear splashing water or something. So they edge forward, and off in the distance they see this huge creature standing there, immobile. It's got 4 arms, 2 ending with claws and horns, and it's glistening in the darkness. And the party has to decide what to do. Do they run away or do they advance and attack? Well, it's a carved stalactite column. There's a column from the dripping water from the ceiling has dripped down and formed a column, and carved into this column in polished stone is it's called a type 3 demon, and it's standing there just carved out of this column. And the party notices that arrayed around the base of it are skulls and bones that are put in ornate fashion. They're organized like small offerings around this large statue. And the party has to decide, do we ignore it? Do we continue on? The eyes of the statue appear lifeless and dead, but they do have a faint hint of that. If they detect magic, there doesn't appear to be anything magical about the column, but it's this massive 9-foot tall carved sculpture out of the living rock in there. In the far distance, they hear splashing. And they move forward, and they see from the top of the room to the top of the map, they see water, or it's a liquid. It's a red flowing liquid coming out of a crevice in the rock, down the rock, across, forming a big pool of red liquid. But then on the other side, the water drains out and then goes up the wall into another crevice. So the party's got to decide, what do we do? We've got this statue, we've got this red liquid. The red liquid is actually not blood. It looks like blood. It's very high in iron content. It's actually rust, and in the darkness it's rust and a few other iron impurities, which make the water red. And that's why the water is actually pulled over, because the wall on the bottom side of the map is actually magnetic, actually quite strong magnetic. So what happens is you have some interesting challenges if they start to explore this. If they come down toward the edge, you've got the giant magnet, which will pull anybody in plate armor toward it, and they have to save versus strength, and it gets stronger as they get toward, or their armor gets pinned there, and they have a hard time getting it away, and that's what's pulling the water up. The water is infused with the iron and such, and is being pulled up from the pool by the magnet back into the living rock. So you've got an unusual trap, and you've got this column that it is dedicated to worshiping this demon. If they search the offerings of the demon, they'll find some gold pieces, they'll find a few other things, that they will find gnawed bones, and they will find a ring or two, and we'll leave that to other discussions if they find the treasure. But it's scattered through there. But if to find those, they have to dig through all the bones, and if they keep digging through, they'll find one of the skulls. As they move it, it rattles. And what happens is that inside the skull, it's very difficult to get out, because it's been pushed up in through where the spinal column is, up into the upper part of the skull. It is a gem, and you can get it out with a lot of manipulation, but it's very difficult. The easier solution is just to crack the skull open. So this is Room D of Hellwell. Thank you. I look forward to hearing what you think about this video. Particularly, do you like this style of video? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. I appreciate either. If you're new here and want to subscribe, there you can click on the icon on the left, or if you're interested, there's some more content on the right. Thank you.